Hey, good morning. Good morning, soldiers. This is Brother Phil. Uh, Today, I just want to share this morning. I want to share today is October 12th, 2021. I just want to share about some dreams I had. And basically, everybody know what it's about. It's about what's coming. We done talked about it. We done made videos about it. We done did studies about it in regards to the shortages or the famine that's coming to this country. And I believe it's around the world. Yeah, okay. Gray hair is all on my mustache, things like that. Well, it is what it is. But I want to put this video out. Well, these dreams out, this video out. I don't have full interpretation of it. I just put it out there, and maybe God will give somebody else the interpretation. I've been having these dreams since the beginning of this year. The first dream I think I told everybody about was when I was looking into the TV that's hooked up to the video cameras in the yard. I seen this black horse and the spirit that's riding up on it. I seen him coming out the woods, and with him it was soldiers, some type of spiritual soldiers, smaller soldiers. They came up to like I guess you would say, you know how you ride a horse with a saddle at? They came up to the saddle. They wasn't taller than the horse, but they was right to the saddle of the horse, to the right and left of this black horse that was coming out the woods. And when I seen this black horse coming out the woods, um, I heard a voice say, they're preparing for what's to come. They are preparing for what's to come. And so as they was marching out of the woods, I watched them go past me. As soon as they went past me, there was another vision given above them. And it was these people. They was eating this corn on the cob. They was happy. They was laughing. They was smiling. They was eating corn on the cob. And as they were eating, the kernels on the cob started just turning black as they were eating. They started getting black spots all on the corn. And so I looked that up, and it was dealing with dearth or things like that. If you look that up online, when you look up, corn on the cob and you see the black spots, it'll say dearth or famine or some type of pestilence or disease or something like that, right? And so, but I remember what I heard the Spirit said. He said that they are preparing for what is to come. So there's a forerunning. There's I guess I say an advanced party to say that's preparing for what's to come. And so as we continue to look at what's going on in this country, we're looking at what's going on around the world, the shortages and things like that. Man, I guarantee you that this vision is going to come to pass. This dream will come to pass, and it's going to be like good times and happy times. And I know we put this out before when they was flooding the economy with all the money and the stimulus and this and this and this, and everybody was happy. They was joyful. We was eating good, looking good, spending money here, spending money there. All these paycheck protection loans, and I mean, it was a great flood, a great just pouring out in this country. And all of a sudden, things gonna start slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. So we're gonna be happy, eating good, eating good. Then it's gonna be a change, even in the good times. It's gonna be a gradual change, a gradual turning over, because it wasn't immediate where the people were shocked that it turned, that the kernels was turning black on the cob. They were still smiling when it was occurring. They didn't even realize it was occurring. And I believe that was the reason why it was in their mouth, why it turned, because you can't really see something if you're eating it and it start getting bad while it's in your mouth. But if you had it in your hand and you was looking directly at it, you can get like, oh, you can be surprised by it. But they was actually enjoying it so much they didn't notice the change. And I believe that's what's going on in this country, man, even with us, that we not really taking this thing seriously. We're not taking this change seriously, what's really going on. We're not preparing ourselves rightly, so because you got to think this country has always got the answer to everything when it comes to this country. We always got an answer. whenever things go. But I believe we don't have the answer for this one. This country don't have the answer for this one because this country has been turning. It's been turning. It's been turning. And so I don't believe this country is going to have the answer. Now, the second thing I was shown was I was in this dream. I was in the bed in this dream, and I heard these strong winds blowing. And it was stronger than just normal winds. You know how winds, they have a certain sound to them, a certain feeling to them, especially when something godly or ungodly is going on. How you can be like, yeah, I feel this wind blowing, but I can hear this wind, but it's something different about it. And this is how you know where the spirit things are going on in the spiritual realm, and it's affecting the earth, because there's a different sound, there's a different feeling, there's this sense, this is discernment about the winds when they blow. I mean, even in the natural, I'm talking about the natural, not in dreams, but naturally, how you can feel a change, you can sense something in the winds, right? And so this is how this was in this dream. And so I look up out the back windows of the home, and I see it was like the chicken coop we had, but it was in a different position in the backyard at that time. And it was like a tarp on this chicken coop, right? And so the tarp was just waving crazy, crazy, crazy in the wind. And so I knew, because the winds were so strong, that this tarp was going to come loose. But the strange thing, the tarp came loose, and it stood like, man, about 50, 60 feet in the air. And no tarp is that big. But this tarp stood up so high, and it hit this tree, this tall cottonwood tree. And I'm going to tell you what happened when it hit this tree, and it's strange. But as this tarp stood up, it was a gray tarp, and it had the image of, I'm going to say Trump. I'm not politicking, I'm just telling what happened in the dream. It had an image of Trump on this dream, right? And so when I get up, I go outside, it's this little bitty helicopter that took off the ground and flew to the right of this thing, right? But as I walked outside, it was 2 chicken coops out here, right? One chicken coop had a lot of traffic in it, all type of animals, chickens, whatever you want to call them, this, and this. And it was prospering, man. They had a lot of little movement in it. But to the left, when I turned to the left, all of a sudden, this chicken coop was like empty. It had nothing in it. It was no movement in it. It was no chickens in it. And I go up in there, and I'm thinking it's going to be dead animals in this thing, right? Dead chickens in this thing, because that's what it looked like. It looked like, man, this thing has been hit, right? And so when I go in there, it's only a few pieces of corn in there, man. It was like corn on the cob, the kernels of a corn on the cob, but there was only a few of them, right? And so I knew, like, hey, man, this thing is hit. One side was prospering, one side was good, but this side, it wasn't nothing in it. It was a shortage. It was like when you go into a storeroom and somebody just raided and all the food gone. That's how that was. And so the last dream, the dream I had lately, man, and I truly don't understand this one, it was that we was out in the streets and we was witnessing to people, street ministry. And as we was out in the streets ministering to people, all of a sudden there was this great explosion, right? And it was a building. It was 2 tall towers in the air, from the ground in the air. It was like towers, right? 2 tall towers in the air. But these towers was like black, and they was almost looked like they was made of stone, right? They was old towers. And it was 2 tall towers. And so one tower get hit with something, and you see like concrete or white stuff falling. That explosion hit it dead center, and it started crumbling to the ground. The whole tower didn't come to the ground, but where it got hit at, coming to the ground. And so when it happened, I was like, hey, man, that was a missile strike. And so then you see the other tower, bam, it get hit too. It was 2 black towers, old looking towers, right? And so the other one get hit, but as we looking at it, you see these helicopters come in. Now these helicopters, when they came in, and these was the ones that launched the missiles at the 2 towers, right? And so as these helicopters started coming in, when we was on the ground, you look up, and there was these Chinese or Japanese looking dudes in these helicopters, assault helicopters. One was manning a gun on the side. And how I knew it was them, because there was the facial features, Asian facial features, but they had the green uniform, but they had this red thing on their neck. You know, it came from the neck and it tucked down in their uniform. I forget what you call it, but everybody know what it is. It's like if you take your bandana off your face and you pull it down and it's from your chin and it tucks down into your uniform. This is what these dudes was wearing in the helicopters. And so as we was looking at them, we got close to the towers where the concrete and stuff was on the ground. As we looked up, these assault helicopters started coming down. And what they were saying was, if you want to live, get on the ground. If you want to live, get on the ground. If you want to live, get down. If you want to live, get down. And as they were saying that, it was these dudes rappelling out the helicopters, right, onto the ground. So I really don't know what that means, but these three dreams, I think they all tie into the same thing in regards to the famine, man, the dearth, the shortages we're going to have. And I think it's economics, man. I believe it's going to be food and finances going to get hit. The economy is going to be hit in this country. And so I had to make this video just to put it out. But I do know that it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's already happening. And I don't believe America had an answer for this one. I just don't believe it's going to be the answer for this one, where we're just going to get bailed out of this one, where we can pass laws and policies and just be bailed out of this what's coming. And I really believe we need to prepare. We need to truly prepare. We need to think different in this country, especially just not just the church. I'm always representing the church. You know, I put the church over everything. But I really believe, man, we really need to think differently in this country. We really do. And so I'm not going to go no far into this one. I'm going to leave this one alone. But I'm going to put that out. We can believe it or you don't have to believe it. If it's coming from Brother Phil, whatever. Hey, yeah, you think it's a joke. I mean, it don't matter no more because it's already here. You know, and people don't believe. They don't believe unless it's coming from certain people these days. So it is what it is, but I guarantee you it's here and it's coming, man. And the Lord been warning us for years, especially as the church. He's been warning us for years on this thing, and a lot of people knew it was coming anyway. They've been preparing for years anyway. I mean, people of the world has already been preparing for this. But it's like the scripture says, man, the people of the world are sometimes more wiser than the church itself. People, you know, God's people, man. We lay back and we just thinking the answer will come out the heavens. And the Lord saying, man, I've given you wisdom to prepare, but you're thinking I'm always going to be, your answer will come. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to be saved from things. Your salvation came through the truth. Your salvation came through his spirit of wisdom that told you to prepare. That was your salvation. You know, so we can lay back and we can wait on this, man, and we can find ourselves, you know, stuck into these long lines and out here fighting for whatever. You know, when you didn't have to be out in these streets with these people. With people that did not prepare themselves. You know, don't be the grasshopper. Don't be the grasshopper, man. Be the ant and prepare. You know, be wise. You know, and so winter is coming. And I don't mean cold weather winter. I mean winter is coming. And you know about the winter. Winter crops don't grow. Winter, it's hard times even on a human body if you have to move in the winter. That's why Jesus said, don't hope not let your flight be in the wintertime. Wintertime is a lack of resources. Wintertime it puts a great demand on your body if you're operating in cold weather. You know, so man, pray that we'll be prepared for the dark winter that's coming. Because it's here. It's here, man. And it's gonna keep coming. Because the Lord showed me with that black horse, man. They're preparing for what's to come next. They're preparing the way for what's coming. And so if they're preparing the way for what's coming, man, ain't no telling what's coming, you know, when the spiritual realm start moving. And so God said it, and I'm just letting you know what it is and what it was. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.